I live in Taiwan now. I have things to talk about. It's Skeiny Legend Podcast. I would love to make like a real intro for my podcast because I'm like a super cool person that likes editing now, but who knows if I will do that. We'll see. Hi, I'm Anna, Skeiny Legend. Find me as such here on YouTube or on Instagram. I talk about my knits. You watch. You hopefully comment. We become friends. Incredible. It feels recent, but like about a month ago I moved to Taiwan. That's been in the works for a while. If you know, you know. Me and my partner are here. We are learning Zhongwen Mandarin. I need 0 before we came. I can now order bubble tea. Pretty sick. I'm not gonna demonstrate any of that for you today because if anyone who watches this somehow actually knows Mandarin, it'll be embarrassing for me. But I am very impressed with myself about how much I know after 2 weeks. So like that's kind of cool. What else has been going on? Everyone in my class is young. They're all in like their early 20s. So I feel like an ancient old lady crone sometimes, but like that's fine. And I go to a lot of class, do a lot of homework, and it's really fucking hot. It's hot. It's 34, 35 degrees most days. It's starting to cool down a bit now. I will translate that into American for those of you that don't follow our dear Lord Celsius. And it's humid and I still wear some of my knitted items, but I kind of regret it every time I do. I have seriously considered getting Botox for upper lip sweat. I feel like I've heard of people who get Botox in their armpits because they sweat a lot, and like at least on my armpits I can use deodorant / antiperspirant. I used to be a natural deodorant girly. That has not been cutting it for me here, so I've gone back to aluminum. If I get cancer, I get cancer. At least I'm not as sweaty. But I can't be putting that on my face really, so I, yes, seriously considered like seeing if that would help because my upper lip sweat is outrageous. But you didn't come here to hear about my upper lip sweat. I don't think you came most likely to hear about my knitting. Although realistically, I think the only people that watch this are who I would consider my friends at this point, so maybe you just came to hear me ramble for a bit, and the knitting is probably secondary to that. A long time ago, I posted on my story, Itchy Nose, posted on my story that I bought a mini microphone. I was very excited about it, and I tested it out right before this podcast, and it doesn't work. Now, admittedly, it was $4, so what was I expecting? I don't know, but I'm pretty disappointed about that. Actually, so I guess I was gonna have a real mini mic, but I guess I should just bring out good old-fashioned mini mic. One moment. Okay, I accidentally had this microscopic little ball of yarn handy, so we're having very slender Skeiny Legend vibes mini mic today. It's kind of giving me Cruella de Vil cigarette holder, but if I held it this way and it as a mic. Hello. Anyway, I still have been knitting. I have a couple baby knits here, but actually most of it is grown human woman size, so that's cool. And I guess let's just dive right in. We'll start with the baby knit and get them out of the way, and then I'll move on from there. I don't really know what I'm saying. I finished this. This is the Lille or Dahlia or Little Dahlia by knit, maybe I'll, I write it down, whatever. You know where to find the information if you're actually wondering. I knit this, obviously. Little Dahlia in Pearl Soho linen quill. Bougie, I know, but it's what I wanted to do. I knit the 1-year-old size, maybe. It looks like very small, so I'll measure it. The thing I've been enjoying with baby knits is obviously I don't swatch, I don't measure, I just kind of choose a size, and then if it's too small, it's just for a smaller baby, and if it's too big, it's just for a bigger baby. Like, it doesn't have to fit me with my more or less one size, although my size changes, but babies definitely, their size will change. So at some point, even if only for a fleeting moment, this will fit pretty much any child ever in existence. I shouldn't be saying like such overarching stretching statements, right? Because nothing is true for everybody and everyone, but this will most likely fit whatever child. So also, as I've been clowned on many times before, I did not knit this for a specific child. I just really wanted to knit this pattern. So I'm thinking eventually someone I know will birth an infant and then they will receive this. Sierra, talking to you, this could be yours depending on if you ever decide to birth an infant. But if someone comes along before then they get it. I'll knit you a new one. But overall, I quite enjoyed this pattern. It's nice. You get the pattern for, they all have the same chart, but you get the pullover, the t-shirt, the dress, the cardigan, instructions for all of those in the one pattern, instead of having to buy it as like 17 different patterns in a range of different sizes as like a blatant cash grab, because literally it's the same thing over and over and over again, just slightly different. So that's nice. If like I want to do the cardigan version, I can just whip out the same pattern, which cardigan version I think would also be very cute. This has one of those like little keyhole things, which I did put like the flower button on, if you know, with like the thing so you can get it over like a baby's enormous head, so like that's cool. But yeah, I would recommend this pattern. Specifically the kids one, as I had said before, think the adult size version is ugly, but that is my opinion. I didn't love working with the linen quills. It's my first time, thank you Johanna, but it just had a lot of plant matter in it, which obviously is the linen. I wonder if I can show it. But like there are patches of brown. Can you see it? I don't know. The lighting in here isn't incredible, but guys, we're dealing with what we're dealing with. But there's like patches of brown and then like obvious threads of, it looks like hay, but I'm sure it's just linen that like stick out of it. Like here's one. We'll get in all close and personal for you guys. I'm gonna pull it out because like, can you see it? Can you see it? No, you can't, but like, I just don't want those sticking out of a sweater, personally. Especially for a baby. Yes, this was a stupid yarn choice, but like I did what I did, okay? And it turned out really cute, so whatever. If you want this sweater and want to pay for shipping from Taiwan, DM me, and I guess I'll send it. Okay, motorcycle, chill. But yes, here's the first thing. Oh, I like it folded like this. It's so tiny. Baby sweater, little Dahlia, Lila Dahlia. Cute. The blocking, I did block it obviously because it looks pristine, doesn't it? The blocking like really made the petal designs pop, so that's cool. Okay, brief interlude. I'm wearing my Soho top, my thruple Soho top, knit in a pink yarn. Don't know what it is, it's a cotton. Wearing my Pressed Flowers bandana before they actually came out with the Pressed Flowers bandana pattern. So this is just the shawl knit small. I am thinking about doing a proper Pressed Flowers bandana because I think it'd be cute. And I'm back in my bandana era because it's too hot to wear a hat but I don't want to like burn my scalp. So I've been enjoying wearing bandanas, and people don't really know me here, so I can just pretend that I am like a casual bandana girl, versus if anyone knew me before, they'd be like, she doesn't wear bandanas. You know, like when you suddenly decide to start wearing hats and you're scared that everyone knows you're not a hat person. I don't have to be scared of that because no one knows that I wasn't a bandana person. Hot tip. What's next on the pile? Oh, I did want to show my other bandana. This is like very fun, cool bandana by Maker Bee. And I just wanted to show, this is embarrassing, because like I always weave in my ends, and I swear for like, I guess the past year or so, I've been doing this thing where I guess I've become a bit more lazy with my weaving in the ends, and I just kind of like, instead of actually duplicate stitching the ends, I just and then back and then forth again. I normally do it 3 times, which you think would be enough, but I threw this bitch in the washing machine. It's all plant fibers and it was sweaty, and like all of my ends like unwove. I had to end up tying one in a knot there, and like they all came out. So I think I have to go back to actually weaving ends in properly. And I just thought I'd expose myself and show that like all my ends are popping out now. I think that's really only a major issue with something like this, where like I'm obviously stretching it a lot to get it over my head, and then also I threw it in the washing machine. But yeah, kind of interesting. I thought it was fine. It turned out not really fine. So that's embarrassing, and I guess I'm gonna have to properly weave in my ends now. But everything I've done up until this point for the last little while has not had properly woven in it. So yeah, it's embarrassing. I guess we'll do another baby knit. Oh, maybe I'll edit it in. Okay, ready? Let's do another baby knit. Cool, right? Ellen's playset cardigan. Done. Complete. Ends woven in. Buttons on. I don't actually think I put the buttons on so great. This has not been blocked actually, so that'll help. But I did end up doing the buttons that everyone told me I should do. Y'all were right. Baby Maeve would definitely prefer these buttons, and so that's what I did. I just ended up like buttonhole stitching around the buttonholes to snuggle them up a bit. So now these smaller buttons like fit on nice and snug. Probably annoyingly snug at this point, but I'm sure that they will stretch out over time. So yeah. And then I think I actually am going to knit the little shorts to go with it. Am I desperate for knitting? Yes. And even if it's impractical, I do think it'd be kind of cute. Literally one person on Instagram told me that babies still of this size will still wear those little shorts things, and I was like, that's all I need to hear. Most people said no, but one person said yes, and so I'm all in. So I'm thinking that I will I will knit the matching shorts, bloomers, whatever you want to call them, diaper covers, to go with this, and then block them and send off to Baby Maeve. This one had a real baby that was waiting for it. This I guess is now going to be the set, Ellen's playset by Petite Knit. I think I knit the 12 to 18 month-old size. This is knit in a universe, in the Pima, a Cascade Pima cotton maybe, provided to me by Johanna. Thank you, Johanna. And buttons, and the sleeve pooped itself out, but there you go. That's the last baby knit, actually. Shock, horror, surprise. Next, we'll do this guy. Oh, how this next? What's next? Oh, cool. What a great choice. Thank you. Oh my god. This you haven't seen before. I knit the whole thing. I cast it on one night after we got here in like a fit of I don't want to do baby knits anymore. I want to knit an adult human-sized garment. And oh god, this thing is a cardigan-like thing, so it needs buttons, and it looks so small. Oh god. Anyway, let's discuss. What is this? This is the Umbra top by someone. Oh god. I don't know. This, whatever. This is the Umbra top. Maybe. By Cookie something. Oh god. So sorry, everybody. But, basically I had this pattern. It called for knitting for all of silk. 3 balls of it. I had 2 balls of knitting for all of cotton merino. And I was like, yeah, that's great. I have 2/3 the amount of yardage that is required. It'll be fine. So the project was doomed from the start. I did like spend a long time creeping on Ravelry project pages, and some people got away with the size that I was knitting with like pretty close to the amount of yardage I had, like within 5%. So I was like, it'll be fine. It was fine, it wasn't fine. I don't know, this is very short and pretty small. Like my belly button's down here and this is way up there, so it does cover my boobs, and I wear pretty high pants, so like it's technically fine. It's a bit smaller than I would have wanted. But basically what I did is I like knit the sleeves like a tiny bit shorter, and then I knit the body as long as I could go. And actually I was only about 10 rows off, which I think is pretty impressive considering. But as I said, this is a cardigan, I guess, kind of thing. And it has integrated buttonholes. You do them at the same time. You don't go back and pick up the button band. So when I finished, the buttonhole was like right at the bottom. I don't think I even had enough yarn to like do a row past the buttonholes, and that's just not gonna do. You can't have like a button like just dangling at the bottom of your cardigan. It's not gonna make sense. So what did I do? I went and I ripped back all the buttonholes, just the buttonholes, like the 3 stitches for the buttonhole. I ripped them back and then moved them up a little bit, and like I think made them maybe a little bit closer so I could still get the 5 buttonholes that were in the pattern in there, but I had to shift them all up and like together a little bit to fit. So that's cool. I guess I can put it on, show you guys how freaking small it is. I do think it'll close without gaping. I'm wearing a pretty thick shirt underneath. Anyway, it's like small, guys. Like, it's kind of cute as like a little over top though. It'd be cute over like a dress or something maybe. It's actually cute just kind of open like this. But basically I need to get buttons, and then we'll see how awful it is. It's a cute idea and concept. I just don't think it's gonna fit. Which is shocking because I didn't have enough yarn, and I probably should have done the larger size, but my gauge I think was on, and I did the size it was called for. So I don't know, maybe it's just supposed to be like that, but I swear I was supposed to have some positive ease. I don't know. I don't really know what I was thinking, why I knit this pattern, why I did it with this yarn. I couldn't tell you, other than I don't think I wanted to knit any more stockinette. I'm like kind of over stockinette. The last 2 things I have to show you are stockinette. But like I'm just kind of tired of knitting stockinette. Like it's boring, and I guess it's practical, but like this was fun as a little texture moment. It's a nice broken rib, a broken 2x2 rib. I love 2x2 ribs, like that was fun. And I just don't have much more to say about this. Until I get buttons on it, I don't know. I guess I'll report back and see if it actually becomes a wearable garment or not, because as of right now, it's really not. It's really not. But like, I like knitting, so the worst case is I'll frog the whole thing and knit into something else, because I don't have that much yarn. I I haven't found any local yarn stores here in the city that we're in Taiwan. There were a couple in Taipei that I didn't have a chance to go to. So maybe if we ever do a weekend trip or two to Taipei, I'd hit those up. And I found a couple online stores that I could maybe shop from. But like, I'm not swimming in yarn right now, so if this just ends up becoming stash yarn and I have to reknit it into something, that's fine. Right? That's fine. Oh god. Okay, what's next? What's next? Okay, I'm not gonna even pretend like I'll edit this one together, but I finished my brat socks. Which I already know I'm gonna like title this video, so sorry if you just clicked on this for the brat socks and you had to wait this long to see them. I'm gonna put them on my hands like a freak. Brat. They're sick. Like, sorry, you can't tell me anything when I'm wearing my brat socks. My entire TikTok For You page is just sweat tour clips, and I really wish I could go, but I don't think they're coming to Taiwan. But yeah, aren't these sick? Brat. So these are just like a vanilla sock that I knit in Kobasi, which is like a summery sock yarn. Pilling a little bit, don't love that. I did a strong heel, fleegle heel on this. I think I've decided I actually don't like them. I might just go back to heel flap and gusset, y'all. I think there's actually just like a little bit too much fabric here. When I put it on my foot, I feel like in here, like there's too much fabric going on. They're a little loose. I probably could adjust the amount of stitches I'm doing this fleegle heel over and all this stuff, but like, there's nothing wrong with heel flap and gusset. As I have aged and knit more socks, I just really think they're a superior heel. I know it's annoying. I know you have to knit back and forth and then like pick up stitches and all this stuff, but like for the fit, it might be worth it. It might just be worth it for the fit. And then, in probably not the best idea, I just used some cotton embroidery floss to write the brat because I didn't have any sock yarn in black, and I didn't want to buy a whole skein of sock yarn just to write brat, and I don't want a pair of black socks, so I just used cotton embroidery floss. I've surprisingly retained all the stretch I'd say necessary. I'm not going to bring them too close to the camera because I don't think my duplicate stitch is very good. You can see it peeks through a little bit. Just don't love that, but I think it gets the point across. Again, I was really into the font, so I tried to match the Brat album font as best as I could. If for some reason you want a pair of Brat socks, I can send you the chart for these. You can also chart them yourself, but like I've already done it, so yes, Brat socks. I happily wear these all the time. I wore them to my first day of school. Cute. Maybe I'll insert a photo. Ooh, there's a spider on the wall. Okay, my voice is actually so sore. I have such a sore voice from going to classes because we just spend like 2 to 4 hours a day just talking, which makes sense because we're trying to learn a language, but like I'm actually exhausted from talking. Chinese is hard. The tones are hard. And so the sounds are like not sounds that I'm used to making. I can feel it in my throat. It just makes me tired. So maybe I have actually been talking for so long too. Anyways, I'll start wrapping this up. Speed round. Ugh, there's nothing gonna be speedy about this though, and this is my Moon Crush tank. I have completed one side. I'm in the process of the second side. Yes, this is stockinette, but it's intarsia, so it's different. This is my first like proper intarsia project, not just me fucking around with intarsia, doing random stuff, and it's been going okay, I'd say. She's knit bottom up and flat, obviously, and then seamed, bottom up, flat, seamed. The pattern is fine. I did change things. The first time I knit this, if you remember, it was outrageously short. So I still wanted to be cropped because I'm not a full length kind of person, but I kind of did an in between the full length and the cropped amount. It's really hard to gauge because the armholes are like quite dramatic. So it's hard to tell how like short it's gonna be, you know? So it's still pretty cropped. I probably could have gone a bit longer, but annoyingly I'm playing yarn chicken and I bought the yarn specifically for this pattern. I'm actually so mad about this. Basically, I bought it at this very cool store where you buy everything by weight. They just have all the yarn on cones, and then they have little tags that explain, you know, fiber content and the stats, like 200 meters per 50 grams, 200 meters per 100 grams, whatever. And so this yarn was a bamboo linen, and it was listed as a fingering, which is what the Moon Crush tank calls for. And so I bought the, you know, I calculated the yardage, I bought the amount of grams that I needed as per the tag that the store provided on the yarn. And to bring it home, this is definitely like a sport, if not a DK. It's actually very similar to Line Brand True Boo. I have these stitches, the shoulder stitches on hold on True Boo, which is definitely a sport. Actually, I'd say it's thicker than the True Boo, so it's definitely a DK. And so I don't know why they tried to tell me this is fingering. I don't know why I didn't use my eyes and like see that it's not a fingering, but obviously it's a DK, so I don't have enough yarn. Now, I think I was really worried. I'm now thinking it'll be okay now that I've gotten this far in the second one. I only have this much pink left to finish here and do all the seaming and the neck holes and stuff, but I think it'll actually be fine. There's not much of this guy to go, and so that bodes well. And I think luckily I bought enough yarn for a full length version, and I did it quite cropped, and I ended up taking maybe about probably about 5 rows out of the like armhole length too, because I feel like the armhole is plenty deep and I was just starting to get nervous. So like that's fine. What else did I do to change this up? They, I'm not sure what Jacqueline goes by. They have some strange instructions on how to do the folded hem. I ignored those. I just did a provisional cast on and then, you know, picked up and knit it together to do the hem. And then they have some very strange instructions on short rows for the shoulders, which is basically just doing a lot of bind offs, and I didn't like that, so I swapped it for just regular ass German short rows. I think it'll be fine. And then I did the back first because I knew the front I wanted to have the blue in the middle to separate the two colors. So I did the back first, which is good because the front and back are knit the same, and this is the neckline. Like, plus there's supposed to be a folded hem on here, which I probably won't do. I'm thinking I'll do an I-cord. But like, if I line this up on my shoulders, like what is that neckline? Like what is that? Insane. For a summer top, plus like an inch of folded neckline, that's insane. So I am going to definitely scoop the front a bit. Nothing crazy, maybe just like to here, but like I think that would be nicer. So that'll also help me save some yarn if I scoop the front out a little bit. And then yes, I'm probably just gonna do an I-cord edge for the neck because I've seen a lot of projects on Ravelry and like the folded neckline just doesn't look very good most of the time. And then I-cord edging on, hopefully on the sleeves if I have enough yarn. It'll look shitty without, but like that would be a place that I could probably get away with doing maybe like a really tiny I-cord edge if I need to or something, I don't know. And then what I also did was, it's cute, you like knit a contrast color for the folded hem and it looks cute, you know, a little pop of color on the inside. But I was like, we're not doing that. So for the second one, I used scrap leftover yarn from Ellen's playset, and I did that because you're not really gonna see it. It's a similar gauge. It's not perfect. It's a different material, but like I'll take what I can get. That's a whole inch basically, a full width that I've saved of this color, I believe it was supposed to be. So yeah, that's what I've done. Quite a few modifications, which is not normally something I do, but I did basically knit a whole one already, and I feel like after knitting something once, I obviously know things that I want to change, and I feel more confident changing them rather than just doing it for the first time and thinking that I know better than the designer, which sometimes I do know better, but sometimes I don't. But this time I know that I did, because imagine, this was supposed to be so cropped. I added an extra like this is the length of this thing is only this long, and I think I added half of this in there, so it would have been so short, crazy short. I don't know. That is my moon crush. I have been enjoying doing it. The intarsia is enough to like tickle my brain in a fun way. It does mean I have to pay a bit of attention to the pattern because it is charted, which means I actually, to increase my language learning, I started watching this Chinese dating show. If anyone had seen Terrace House, which was Japanese, basically some Chinese company 100% just ripped it off and are doing it in China. And so in Shanghai, actually this one's in Chongqing, but whatever. So I've been watching that, and it's total trash television, but I tell myself it's educational because I'm listening to it in Chinese. Obviously I need subtitles, but very occasionally I understand a word or two they say, and I feel so smart. But that's hard to do while also doing a charted thing. I have to like pause, pull up the chart, do a row, restart it, like memorize the row, restart it, knit the row, pause, pull up the chart, memorize the row, restart. Kind of hassle, but that's okay. Oh god, I just snagged it with my finger. Oops. Ooh, other new hobby that I'm going to start doing is I really want to get into making very elaborate press-on nails. I used to love doing my own nails at home, but I just can't be trusted with gel nails because I pick them off and like rip off half of my nail skin, my nails. I rip off the top layer of my nails because I pick at things. I'm a picker. That's why knitting is so good, because it like keeps my hands busy. Otherwise I'm just here like picking at everything. I'm sure there's some sort of Disney's name for that, but I don't know. Anyway, so press-ons are great because I can put on the fun nails, and then if like either one falls off or like one chips, or like I suddenly can't stand having it anymore, you can just soak them off and they pop off in like 15 minutes. So that's great. So I brought a couple of my nail supplies here, and then I went shopping and got a couple of nail supplies yesterday, and then I'm gonna make a couple orders online maybe this weekend, and then I'm gonna start doing that. So maybe next time I do a podcast, or once I start doing that, maybe I'll show you a couple of my fun nail designs. If you have any like really cool ones that you see online, DM them to me and I'll maybe recreate them. That'd be really fun. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know. Whatever. My last thing is my Totally tank. It's done. I've worn her quite a few times. I did block her. Okay, Totally tank, Jessie made. This Moon Crush was by Jacqueline Sislak. Something like that. Totally tank, Jessie made. I knit this in some yarn, in a sock yarn. It's not gonna come to me, so like whatever, deal with it. I like it. I love the color. It's a bit outrageous, but also from far away they kind of blend together into something more chill. But you can kind of see it as I'm holding it right now. Even though I blocked it, I find the straps kind of like fold, the stockinette bit folds in on itself a bit, so I feel like I'm constantly like smoothing the straps out, and there's like something maybe about the width of the racer back that like sits weirdly on my body maybe, but yeah, I hate how these kind of like fold in on themselves all the time, so I'm constantly kind of like smushing them out, which I don't love. I've worn this quite a few times now though. It's realistically too hot for me to be wearing this here, but I've been doing it, and so it's probably super sweaty and should probably be washed. But you know, this is just another buttload of stockinette, although I will say that the color really kept me engaged. I'm trying to think, it might have been done last time, but I definitely hadn't blocked it, so now it's been blocked because I blocked it here and now I've worn it, and I can tell you all about how I don't like how the straps fit or like lay. I don't know if that's something I could have done differently. I don't know if that's because I changed the neckline finishing from a rolled hem to a ribbed hem or edge, I guess, not a hem. But yeah, I don't really know why it does that. It's just the natural properties, I guess, of the fabric. But I blocked it and I spent a lot of time like mushing it flat, and I just feel like it didn't mush flat enough, basically. You can see even just when I fold it like this how like it's already starting to like curl up a bit, which yeah, now I'm thinking about it, I guess is the nature of stockinette. Maybe I should have picked up the stitches one more in. That might have helped a bit. I picked up pretty close to the edge, so maybe if I had left one more stitch as more of a selvage, that would have been better. But I don't know. It's okay though. She gets a lot of wear. It's one of those things where like I notice it when I notice it. I'm not constantly noticing it. So yeah, that is what I've been up to. I live in Taiwan now. I still make podcasts, I still knit. I'm a little busier than I have been in the past, so I will probably make less podcasts and I'll probably knit less. But that's okay. My next plans are Ellen's playset bottoms. If I have any left over of this, it's gonna become another bandana. I do have kind of yarn. I have a sweater that I need to unravel that I'm planning to eventually make into a cardigan. I have not picked out the cardigan pattern yet, so that's in the horizon. I have one skein, as you should know, it's the test of spin cycle that I was originally gonna make into socks, but now I'm thinking I might make into a bandana. I just don't know which one's a better use of the yarn, so let me know. What else? Let me know, yes, if you have nail designs. Let me know if you have any questions about Taiwan. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. And I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Eric's going pee now. I wonder if you can hear it. And I will talk to you soon.